That's probably a dirt. Oh, it is blinking. Hey everybody, One of Wiisdom here. We are back for another episode of Wiisdom Plays Minecraft. As you can see, we're here at our abandoned island. Got Temple 2 over there in the top corner of your screen. We got the first one right here. And City that we built, or will build in this case, on Rock and Roll, waiting patiently to this side. Now, the catch is we've got, a couple neat little biomes. We got the sunflower plains there. We've got the flower forest, City of Rock and Roll on its way. So we kind of need to establish ourselves a little bit better, and we also need a lot of sand. I've been working on that, but if you'll recall, I had some of this stuff out here. We were just trying to get some trees so we could have boats, basics. Well, I've expanded it a little bit, and I don't necessarily mean here. The idea was this would be kind of like a live well, possibly have a waterfall, and that was the base of the oak area. I guess we're actually going to need a boat. But I actually, everything that you've seen in the past 2 episodes, that stuff was recorded in like May and June, just periodically when I'd have time. So this is new, this is current. And as we trek over here towards the city we built on Rock and Roll, do I have a bed? Yes. Fantastic. I've kind of started what I'm going to call the ocean gardens, and you'll note that these are actually framed out with a mixture of oak and birch. Kind of used the birch and then wanted the oak to sort of look like waterlogged birch was my honest intention there. And I think this will come in handy. We're going to set up a little bit of everything: sod, wheat, beetroot, pumpkins, melons, just the basics. Possibly get some animal pins. There's a clip. I don't know if I have it in an episode or if I'm going to have it in one or not, but I blew that out and made a little waterfall coming down, and the goal is to kind of have this stuff just flank all around. And this is the island that I think I said we were going to basically get rid of. And the thing is, I've gotten rid of like all the sand up to the surface of the ocean. There's not a block left that's not sandstone. So we got a lot going on here, and I'm just going to mess around and see what I feel like doing. Might actually go in the nether and build a little on the tunnel, and just kind of see where it takes us. So I'll be messing with this, and we will come back for some progress at some point in time. Alright, so I got a little bit of progress for you. Not anything crazy, not anything I intended to do, but it's what I did, so we're gonna come out here and talk about it. First thing first, I guess I spent the night down there. I've been cutting down trees as time allows. Where we left off on the gardens, that's sort of an aerial view of it. Nothing too crazy. I've kind of been away from it for a while. You'll see why in just a little bit. But I decided from up here, it would kind of be cool if I had like something off in the distance. And this is my first time actually looking at it. And of course, that's not what it's going to look like. But I was kind of wondering, like having like some sort of a plateau or a courtyard type of a thing. We shall see. That'll be a pipe dream. Obviously, nothing has been done to the city we built on Rock and Roll. Now, what is new is the vines, right? They weren't here. I had some I had picked up in a swamp somewhere we went off to, and I kind of took care of them in that manner. I don't know that there's a great way for me to get down, so we'll just go this way. It's actually not too bad. So, oh, I thought that was some arrows and bones. I was kind of excited about that. We will throw the flesh in here, because why not? That'll allow me to harvest. This stuff was like growing so terribly slow. It's almost depressing how slow it was growing. And that's the big reveal. That's what I did. I told you we were going to work on the ocean gardens in this one. Maybe the city we built on Rock and Roll. Well, this is what I did instead. Right there. The bed makes it far less sinister than it should appear. But that's also why I had to spend the night down in a cave. Nonetheless, let me clear these out. Still, not a single one of them has gotten 3 high. It's a bit concerning. Typically, these things seem to be like weeds, even though they're reeds. But hey. Anyway, just threw the vine down, and I thought, it'd kind of be cool if I just had a random cave here. And so that's what I did. I've been wanting to do my stalactites for a long time, and I finally did it, and I'm very happy about it. If we come down here, there's really nothing. I was going to hide like chests, kind of like I did right here. Yes, take the plunder. There's nothing of value. So you come down here, and this is all carved out by hand, if you can't tell from like all the 90-degree angles and stuff. But work in progress. Obviously invested quite a decent chunk of time on this, believe it or not. Up there I just kind of did like some like mood lighting, I guess you'd call it. I'm gonna add some more stalactites and stuff. This looks like a mess because it kind of is, and I went over this way to backtrack into this, which I'm happy about finding. And then when I came back down, I dug up right there to get to it, and for good reason. But this that I broke out, that's a zombie. If you couldn't tell, that's where I spent the night, digging out over here. So this is where we came out together. We had our rotten flesh to greet us. So coming down here, nothing crazy, but I've had this for quite a while. This is not something I did in this episode. It was just kind of done. I did add all of these cobble steps, and then I started putting them down at the very bottom of this thing, which, of course, as you should know, that's my little cave to explore later. But this doesn't go to a black void. It goes all the way to lava. We've got diamonds down here. And anytime you change and start using slabs, it just is a mess and changes everything. There's diamonds, redstone, all kinds of stuff. Got a little workstation here. But instead of just having this trajectory, it turns into this type of trajectory, which good news is I found that. Kind of excited. But when I take this to get back up here, because I got so sick of placing slabs, it's a lot of work to redo like a staircase like this, and I'm not really feeling like doing it, so that's why we came back out. Nonetheless, we will now ascend, and I'll show you the other cool feature in the cave. I thought this worked fairly well. I kind of had a pattern where I was alternating, and I thought, oh, screw it. We'll just put them down. I don't care what happens. So I'm getting rid of the granite so I can grab my bed, because I kind of sucked not having that. But when we come over here this time, brace yourselves. We're going to go a different direction. Dun, dun, dun. I added all this too, not that it amounts to anything, but cool. So right here in this corner, I decided that, you know, we kind of got like the dark descending. This is all just, you know, the side of a cliff in sandstone that we've kind of modified. I added a waterfall here with stalactites, and then the catch is I wanted a like treasure chest or a pirate's hoard to be over here. Well, I intend on doing that, but this conveniently I was able to break through to that staircase that we were just on that goes all the way to the diamonds. Which that's not the treasure stash, by the way. But right there, that's the block that we want to break, and we've got to break it from over here because I'm not quite sure if anything is going to flow out. So I thought this looked like it'd be a pretty good little pool, and we're going to continue with that assumption. So I wish I had sea lanterns, but I don't. So here, this is going to come down. I think it'll be a nice little aesthetic touch. And I think, though, I do kind of like that flowing, actually. I guess we'll leave it like that for now. I considered having this like kind of meander all the way down once we get there, but that's going to take some time. That'll be way later. Again, I just don't feel like messing with it right now. So might actually go and do some of that I said I was going to do. Oh, I've got 2 reeds that have grown this time we've rambled. But yeah, that's where we're at. We've overloaded our iron resources. Guess I should make a furnace too. We got the city that built on rock and roll. If you were curious, am I going to go ahead and demolish this island? I don't think so. I think I'm going to have it here. It kind of seems, because I don't want to take out the sunflower plains, and then this kind of balances it. I'm kind of going to have it just be sort of this random hodgepodge. Might take out the sandstone over there, particularly if we're going to use it to build over here. But I thought the cave was kind of a nice little touch. And I'm debating now if I want to have a bridge or just a pathway like that to get to the ocean gardens. But again, if we get this out of here, looks better, right? Little sinister cave action. I'll get the vines coming over here. Now they've grown fantastic. I placed like 7 of them. I think I had 23 on me, threw 7 of them down, and they've just been all over this mountain. So it's more of a hill, realistically. But nonetheless, let's get back over here, reap the rewards. I've also considered that was a lot farther away than I thought it was going to be, where I was going to make like this grand little grassland pedestal type of a deal. And I thought it would be like way closer than that, you know. That's why I didn't like build off right here, like, nope, too close. And I went ahead and I thought, oh, we'll do 3 back. Not sure if that was a great idea. From down here, it didn't really look as far away. But for some reason, I don't know if it's the elevation, but looking down on this, it makes it look like it's farther out. But nonetheless, I kind of want to get away from the ocean gardens here. Ah, you're kidding me. And I wonder if stuff can spawn here or not. It'd be interesting. But I wonder if maybe we'll do like kind of arc like the island or something. I've got some cool ideas. It's just all going to take a lot of time because everything in this game does when you do it this way and not just like hop into creative with 1,700 people to do all your work and you upload it and take the credit. Not that anyone else does that on YouTube or anything, but, anyway, Ocean Gardens was what I intended to accomplish in this episode, so I think we'll try to get back on that. And if you're curious, this is just wide open to the ocean. And I plan to throw glass down there because it'll retain the aesthetics that I want and also keep me from having that happening should I accidentally be harvesting and just fall through. So, because these are not vested structures, these are slabs sitting on the top of the ocean is all they are. Sort of gives off a floating illusion. That's kind of what I was hoping. But that's where we're at, and if you can see over there, those are all oaks that I planted. None of those are custom. I just threw them down and chopped them down until I got a bunch of trees I liked. And with them being there, I kind of liked that. And I sort of wanted to have low crops, medium crops, trees, is sort of what I was thinking. I could be wrong. Look how good those sea lanterns look. From the ocean, from the ocean gardens in a rainstorm. It's pretty cool, actually. So, I don't think I've ever paid attention to that. Just probably have in a boat. It always seems to rain when I circumnavigate my Minecraft world. But check out the cave. Like, see how it just ascends down? I think that's pretty cool. You can see rock and roll. This is, it'll turn out to be a pretty cool area, I do believe. Let's see if we can just, nothing spawned, probably because we're moving around. Or there's a million squids in the ocean. But we'll see if this will pass or it'll stay raining anymore. Looks like it's going to clear up. Glorious start to a new day where I can actually do what I said I was going to do in this episode. So, I'll get back on that and I'll catch you guys back here as we showcase the ocean garden. So, I built a couple more frameworks here, and if you wondered what the process is like, I'll show you with this convenient time lapse. And there you go. It's basically rinse and repeat. We still have, 10 by 10, 5 by 5, 4 split, 5 mil, that's right. And I think I'm going to stop here because, not necessarily at this point, going to have to get one more out into the ocean. But we have 5 coming across. We've got the first one with the reeds and the wheat, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to just go ahead and finish that out. Then we'll have 3 by 5. That'll be 15 plots for us. And there's that whole potential thing, which I could also come in and kind of like interconnect to, or just come off of that one. I don't exactly know what we're going to do just yet. But something I do want to cover before I skip off and finish this off camera, not under the ocean. This will sound crazy, but I don't think I want to make these all the way back to my main island, right, where the portal is in there. But I do like those oak trees, and kind of this is what I'm thinking. So I don't exactly know how it's going to pan out just yet. I kind of want to have them meander, not necessarily be like some geometric grid pattern like we'd have here, but I want them to meander a little bit, sort of like an S-shaped path, possibly. I think would sort of be a cool look, and I might actually go for that. I want to try to get up here before the sun is completely gone. I hate that we didn't harvest those reeds because I've waited so long. Well, let me try to get up here real quick for it. Man, that looks really cool this time of night. Somewhere in here I'd made a staircase long ago. Okay, this is where the mobs will be, but check that out. I mean, picture it, the 5 and the 5. I think it's got potential. That said, what else has potential is me needing to go to the bathroom and catching some sleep here in Minecraft. So there's our view for the night. I'll continue working on this, possibly do the path, and I'll catch you back here with some progress. Also, I need trees, so this worked out well after. Boom. Nailed it. Love it. Cool. Let's head over here and see what this is going to look like from up on the cliff top. And I suspect it'll look pretty decent, but we shall find out. Really need to get some vines in over here. Make my life climbing a lot easier. That said, to save time, I think we'll just take these. Note, it's already spread. I've not done anything to these aside from the first rounds I put down. So, cool. That one does not go. I swear I climbed that off camera just a little bit ago. But that's what it looks like from up here, which is actually kind of neat. Now, where they terminate, or dadgum, I don't know if we want one there. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We'll figure it out. Now, we can fill in that center canal. We could carpet over it. We could do a ton of different things. We could also alternate these. You know, like where I have the slot of water in the middle going that direction, I could just as easily make this one go that way, flip it, alternate it. And we'll kind of see what it looks like, but I think that looks pretty cool for right now. And I actually need some more oak, so we'll stay up here for a little bit and do that. But I think once we get that laid out, I probably don't have enough dirt at this facility. Although these chests, we got some slots. Let's see how much dirt we can ascertain. And we'll come back and see how many oaks have grown for us. But maybe we can frame that path out of like cobblestone slabs. It's really not that far. You know, it'll take a lot of resources, but it's, you know, respectively, not terrible distances. But anyway, I'll be working on this. I'll catch you back here in just a little bit. And I'm out of wood. I ran out of oak, which conveniently we're by. But I've got kind of the random path going on, I'll tell you. As you get this way and you start to hear the sounds of the underwater temple, it kind of catches you off guard as squids get fried as you work. Do have my bed, fantastic. Didn't really go with the S shape like I had thought. I just kind of decided this was so linear, and kind of if I replicate the style that we have there, I could bring that out and just make the gardens sort of connect. Look at that sunset, beautiful. Behind the city we built, or will build on rock and roll. Actually, we ran out of oak. And I'm kind of wondering what this is going to look like, too. I didn't, like, connect at these corners. I just sort of did, like, the main path. And I guess it'd be dark by the time I get up there. So we're going to go ahead on this new moon horizon and jump up to the top of the cliff. See what this looks like, because the geometric pattern, I'm kind of curious what we're going to be working with. The vines just don't grow up, do they? It's just so much easier for them to go down, and we're good at that. Now this one right here, we're fortunate because it actually goes all the way. So we'll ascend up here. I got a lot of oak, by the way, and that's what that's going to look like. I do think that I like that. You know, if we came in and we connected it, you know, like right now, this would be the center point of our 11 on this side, each one of these connections you see. I feel like that's a pretty good style. I think it would look good sort of having like the water border on the entire perimeter of this. And I think I'll probably do that. Gonna need a lot of oak to make that happen. And then that path will probably widen and maybe just do some like random offshoots from it. But I might keep it like that. Not 100% sure right now, but anyway, I think I'm going to fill all of these trees because we need all of the oak and then some, and then we will be back and take a look at the progress. Alright, so another adventure. I picked up a crud ton of quartz on the way back. Didn't have signs, kind of wish I would have, but I was about to go back, get up. Honestly, it's like a trip for dirt, but there was a lot of magmas over here, so why not reap the bounty for our time here in the nether? Jerk. rare that I see them up here. They're usually like down low and kind of annoying to get to. So hey, it's a pretty nice little haul we can get here. Plus, we actually need the XP right now, so that's kind of cool with the quartz. I seem to jump different than I remember. Like very, very slow for some reason. They don't quite have the hops that I was thinking they did. Anyway, pretty good little setup I think that we've gotten ourselves into. And like I said, I just mainly needed the dirt, so we're gonna have to go home and grab some of that. Okay. Alright, well, that is that for that little adventure. Got 7 pieces out of that. We really need to set up tunnels because I didn't record it, but I'm telling you right now, it's a freaking mess. Is that Blinky? I took like every wrong tunnel imaginable, and note to self, if you ever see me again out here, I used cobblestone slabs to place at very strange positions, about like here or here, to kind of just block stuff. That is not Blinky. So let's kill him anyway. Where did he go? You, sir. Also took out a gas, but we didn't get anything from him, sadly. Come on. That's probably a dirt. Oh, it is Blinky! I can't kill him. I mean, I can. I might have to. His name tag totally didn't show up when I said it. So we now know where Blinky went. That was a mystery we needed to solve at some points. And the answer was the Nether, so I guess I could see that happening. He'll probably come at a very inopportune time. So, okay with the fall damage, I just want to get this back in here. Now down here in Project Genesis, I don't know if we want to take the dirt. I think I was moving the dirt actually, so we don't have any. Nope, that's where it used to be. It's been a while since we've been home, realistically. No, of course not. So I think the dirt is one of the things I actually relocated to where I wanted it to be, way up here. So that's what we'll do, but my apologies, Blinky. I did not see your name tag, although you are kind of annoying. So we've got that too. But again, it's tempting to stay here. There's lots to do. That's what I'm looking for. That is sight for sore eyes for sure. So we'd like a little bit pre-grained. Now the thing is, I wanted bone meal too, and I brought a bunch of that back. I think it's up in that main chest. Oh, I threw the quartz in the other chest. Threw the magma cream in there. Free up another slot. How much bone meal do we want? Oh, and I was gonna grab melons and pumpkins too. So that should be sufficient. And nope, not all of them. Let's take 10. And now we're kind of limiting our bone meal stock, aren't we? I think the flower forests nearby will have the majority of what we want. And of course, we'll just bone meal it. Yeah, that'll do. So what do we want? Do we want more? Let's just take dirt and be cheap. So I kind of need to mend my tools, but I guess we'll make do. But like I said, I hadn't been back here since we've kind of done it all, so it's nice sight. We got these two. We should be able to get virtually all the flowers, at least enough to decorate. Except for maybe orchid. No, there's a swamp nearby. We'll be fine. I think I brought some over, but fancy little place we have that we were never at anymore. Still planning to put the colored glass here, just, need to be here to do that. And we're off elsewhere, needless to say. So away we go. I will quit rambling. I'll run back through the Nether, probably run into all kinds of problems, possibly get lost, and eventually make my way back to where we need to be. Ooh, let's see which side. It would have been this side. And note, some of it's flowing through, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it's automatic though, so I suppose it's worthwhile. I mean, we're doing decent. It's not like it's hard to ascertain, With that said though, away I go, and I will catch you back in Just a little bit. Alright, so we're back at the island. And threw away all the cobble, placed it, and got a stack of netherrack for something. Not sure what we're going to do with it, but we got it. I'm not sure that... Oh man, I thought that was looked like lava. I'm not sure that I recorded it or not, but I built a fountain and it didn't quite turn out like I wanted it to. It's not terrible, but that's subject to getting redone at some point in the future. Nonetheless, we're back over here, and basically I just needed to place down a lot of dirt. And I'm not sure how much each one would take. It would be, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 36 x2, 72. So stack in an eighth, essentially every single time we have one of these stupid things. So I'll be doing this a long time, and we're gonna try to make it cool, and hopefully use this, run over there to the sunflower plains and the flower forest, cash in, get some greenery, some color in over here. But first I've got to have somewhere to put it all, so I'll be doing this a long time, and I will catch you back when I'm done. Looks like I worked a little too late. We've got an aqua spider. So there's only one thing to do with the aqua spider. Send him back into the ocean. Good day, sir. Like I said, it's an aqua spider. I can tell the difference. But yeah, if you're ever curious if there were saltwater spiders, now you know. But with that said, we're almost out of dirt, so back to work. Everybody, we are back for a quick little update. I have ventured not over there, but off towards the sunflower plains and the wildflower forest with a stack of bone meal. That's what's left of it, and this is all that I did, and it took a long time. But the most unfortunate thing, while it looks really cool from this angle, and I would have no complaints looking at that, field of sunflowers, is simply the fact up there is where I intended to have my viewing platform. And with the sunflowers facing away, we're not necessarily going to have that splash of yellow on the ocean surface like I had hoped for. Looks really cool from here, but if we make our way this direction, not so much. So I'll probably still have them incorporated somewhere over here, but I'm thinking when we build this bridge and platform and whatever I'm thinking of, then on the flip side of the island, we'll kind of do something similar to this. And then those sunflowers will look really cool because you can stand there, look that way, and see the yellow like I had hoped. So, sun sets out here. That's the east, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the west, so clearly they're facing east. And we'll have to capitalize on that over there. That said, this is what I've got left. I pillaged this from over there too. I'm going to remember to leave the hoe here this time, free up another slot for dirt, because that's what I'm going to get, because we still need a crud ton of it. I filled in, I put at least, still touch of grass in the corners of everything, but I think it was, like around a stack and 72 blocks, right? So basically 68 remain for each of these, which we can just call it a stack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the whole back row, and then up front we'd have 6, 7, 8. We need about, and then 8 and 8 with an eighth of a stack. That would be exactly 9 stacks of dirt I need. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll ditch this stuff and probably the cobble. And I might take some cobble with me actually into the nether so we can sort of map the trail out better. There's like so many trails, and as I mentioned, I've been blocking them off. I need to make like one central tunnel that will go to and from everywhere. I've also thrown some grass down there, but for the time being, what I'm going to do is run back to the base, get a lot of dirt, bring it back, fill that stuff in. I also would, I might take advantage of my garden facility back home, because I would like to have all the colors of tulips sort of lined up. The goal, and I also forgot to grab carrots and potatoes, which we could eventually acquire them out here, and there's villages somewhere not too far away, but it's much easier just to go where I know they are, which is Project Genesis. And that's what I'm going to do. And again, the idea, we're going to tailor this so you'd have your low crops or flowers in the front, then you'd have your taller stuff, like sunflowers and peonies. Sugarcane, which can go 3 high, would be behind that. And then we would have, of course, trees, which would be the tallest. And maybe some vines. I don't exactly know what we're going to do, but that's sort of the idea. We don't want like giant trees here that block the flowers, so we're going to flip it and go short to tall, ascending order, if you will. So with that said, oh, I'm at the wrong island, aren't I? Portal is over there, so let's ditch this stuff. Hopefully I'll remember it's here. We'll run through the nether, grab a bunch of crud, and be back. So I will catch you back here in just a little bit. Alright, so I'm here in the nether. Picked up some soul sand, because that's going to be important if we ever update towards the ocean monument. Also, of course, the main thing, I want a nether wart and mushrooms. Are easy to attain here. But is this blinky? I'm thinking not, but I didn't see the name tag last. Okay, not blinky. Run. It's just a... what was that attacked by? Oh, lava, yeah. I was totally far away from it, and it somehow just jumped up and got me, but not much I can do. Where is this guy? Come on, buddy. We actually need ender pearls still. So, finding that would be great. But I'm going to go inside. We're going to get our pumpkins and... not pumpkins. Might take a few more, actually. Carrots, potatoes, all that good stuff. Beetroots. So, it'll come in handy, this little project of Genesis. That's, just pillage this stuff on through with us. Nonetheless, I will grab this stuff. I'm thinking this is going to be a ridiculously long episode. So, it is what it is. That's it. Look at this glorious sight. Get to finally make use of this stuff somewhere else. So, I will do that, and we'll be back probably towards the ocean setup. Alright, so we have acquired carrots, potatoes, cactus. That was a good one. Don't quite have the 9 stacks of dirt I needed, but threw down 1 soul sand little group, got 2 stacks, figured that's a higher priority. Beetroot seed, nether wart, which, you know, none of it's critical, but makes sense to have it. We can always just kind of tear apart, you know, an island or two to get the rest of the dirt, but that would be way more convenient. And I sort of did work on the path a little bit in the nether. I'm kind of trying to just make more of a direct shot. I think it'll turn out to work pretty good. But for the time being, I think we're just going to run with this. I will head back over there. We'll try to get some of this stuff planted and growing, and then I will sort of give you what it's going to look like for the end of this episode. Because quite frankly, if we were to wait for everything to grow, it would take a long time, and then it wouldn't be set up well anyway, because we're still missing a lot of flowers, and I could go grind them out. It's just going to be easier to probably come back here for a little bit more dirt and kind of take it in stride. Always forget where. I think it's this one that has the stairs. Yes, jackpot. So, like I said, nothing major on the path, so I will just be back at the ocean, and I will catch you there to see what the gardens will end up looking like. And we're back, headed to the garden area. We've got to throw down all this stuff, and we'll also need the hoe, won't we? But sadly, you know, while we're that far away, nothing can really grow and take off, but we'll be moving a lot of that too, kind of getting it sized front to back like we want it. But I think we had the hoe here. Nope, of course not. Fantastic. Nonetheless, we'll just make a new one. I think it's actually on that island, but we'll throw down some of this stuff. Again, kind of one of the short crops here, and this will just sort of be roughed in with a little bit of dirt. We'll still lack some. I think I'm going to change the orientation of the reeds too. But like I said, work in progress. Just kind of want to get to a rough stop point where you can sort of appreciate what we're trying to do, and then we'll take it from there. So I will catch you back for a final look. Looks like we got some visitors. That's not good for the ocean garden. So, quickly eradicate that. But the good news is we've got our first ocean gunpowder and zombie flesh. So, awesome. That said, kind of making some headway here. Just takes time and patience, all that good stuff that we don't really have. You can see the cactus coming in over there. I've been doing something in the cave. I'm probably going to save that for the next episode because this one's getting ridiculous, I'm pretty sure, lengthwise. But just trying to kind of fan this out and get this part completed. So I'll continue kind of grinding away here, and then we will check back. You know what? Just for the sake of me being able to get this edited and uploaded and thus released tomorrow, which is Friday, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Obviously, one more trip back home, I'll be able to ascertain the dirt that we need. I've got some stone slabs and stone bricks I've cranked out so we can sort of do a little bit more of path work in the nether. Maybe something definitive that will be easy to follow. But that is where we're at right now. We've got, I'd say, like 95% or so done, at least of what we framed. Just have 2 more little pods to go. As I mentioned, it's kind of a work in progress. We need stuff to grow so we can harvest it, so we can replace it, replenish it. Can't really discern that that's a fountain from this vantage point. Even if I bring it down in the corner, you can tell there's like flowing water, but you can't really appreciate it. Now up on the path, it's not that bad. That's something we may just blow out. I kind of just thought it'd be neat to have something, kind of spaced here and there type of a deal on the path. Might revisit that or do little island type things like that. Don't really know just yet. Got some lush vegetation up here that we need to chop up eventually. That said, from this vantage point you can kind of appreciate better again. Right there, that plot where the cursor is, those are our sunflowers, and they obviously face east, so they would be ideal over there in that mountain range, which is kind of where I thought about building a castle, not gonna lie, but I guess we could sort of have it a little bit closer to this island. In fact, that would honestly not be a bad idea, because I don't want to get too close to the city that we have not built on rock and roll, but we will eventually when we build it, because we have no choice since rock and roll is the foundation of the city. So the main thing though, this area here, I had thought this would be a great position for it, like not too close, not too far away. It's clearly too far away, and subsequently I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if we put a block there, a little garden, we might, but I'm thinking these 3, we could have each of them extend up into like some grander garden. That would just be a massive chunk of stuff. Nothing, plotted like that, just sort of like everything. The Garden of Eden type of a deal. Or we could put animal pens, more functional, but that would look like trash from up here. So I think we'll just do that, kind of have that be like our observatory area. And then we might kind of flank it with a couple more of those little square gardens we set up. But that is it. You get the idea. This is the Ocean Gardens, and granted, I'm pretty sure that the clip where we built the giant cave is going to be in here, but that looks good from the Ocean Gardens, does it not? There's kind of an underview if you were curious. The plan is eventually to kind of fill those gaps in with some glass, and then that way I will be able to easily harvest, and should anything descend to the depths of the ocean, it will be halted, at least in the middle, by a row of glass. However, from here, I guess we have to go to this side to do it. We'll crest all the way to this glorious peak. You can kind of see and appreciate this a little bit closer. Again, 1, 2, and 3 kind of combining might be a good look, because again, I feel like 4 straight across would be too close to that waterfall. Coming that way, you can still see the temple. We'll probably figure something out. I don't know that that fountain's going to work, sadly. We'll figure something out there, but the cave looks pretty freaking cool, I gotta say, and as I mentioned, I've done some more things in there, but I'm not gonna show you, because I'm pretty sure this episode is too long already. So, I need to get in my boat, I need to make my merry little way out of this area, go through the nether, ascertain some more resources, i.e. dirt, to bring back here, and work on the nether path, which we might actually showcase that. But I also want to harvest our first cactus here. So we got almost everything growing that a guy would need. So that's the good news. The Ocean Gardens are in full effect. We got a path, we got a cave, got the city that we'll build on rock and roll. It's a good little place. And yes, eventually we will encase those glorious little ocean monuments and pillage them and loot them and auto farm them. So that's kind of the plan. And I sort of, as I debate updating all these various versions we've skipped out on, I realize, yes, this would be way cooler for an ocean garden if we had all the fancy new ocean stuff. It would also be a glorious pain in the butt to descend. I've never actually conquered an ocean monument. Not on my own, not with the Mind Logic's crew, nothing. I found them, it's just always kind of been as I traverse looking for a jungle or a mesa, which we still haven't found in this world, by the way. But we got 2 of them right here. Plan to cash in on that. That's kind of why this whole thing is happening. If you were unaware, you thought I just picked some random island in the ocean to set up base on. Nope, there's a reason for it. And I think it would be in my best interest to set up the farms before we update to that version. Which then when we do, it's going to look way cooler over here. There could be, sunken ships and all kinds of stuff. Do plan to build boats and warships and all kinds of stuff over here as well. But for the time being, I think the Ocean Gardens have shown themselves to be worthwhile. a while. And we've also got this sweet little cave here, so if we F1, F2, pretty cool. So, that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys back here for the next episode of Wiisdom Plays Minecraft. Adios.